Maybe it was already on.
And then on the Union,
Yeah.
just seeing that the sound is coming up.
Yep.
And then we're good to go.
Yep. On Union,
Oh yeah, that one. Thank you.
It's okay.
All right, y'all, there's so much time before we start. Just a minor suggestion. We are full today with enough room for everyone to fit in. So if we could, the back bar is great. In this second row, pull all the way up towards them. And then you guys switch back so that we get close to each other, because usually on Tuesday nights, people come late while fighting traffic, and then they can come all the way up to the front. So if you can make, and then if you guys could also switch back, and we can scooch in another row. So Sharon, up to you, whether front or back, your call. And then we'll keep this row blank so that people can come in through here. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yes, perfect. Always a mini, I always like to do the mini adjustment before we get too comfortable. And that way folks can slip in. We'll have either up to you. You can either confront or pull back. So we'll have you be either in this row or in that row back there. Thank you. And then we'll use all the props today. 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap, and then therapy balls that are all in the buckets over here. And I don't have an agenda for the bolsters, but if you would like to grab one, you're more than welcome to. And anything else? One day I'll teach a class with the weights, but probably not until like 10, 15 years later. Yeah, we'll have you come, if you just line up here. Oh, let's move this forward. And then this person can come up. Thank you. Hi, Lindsay. Good to see you. Good. Hi. How are you feeling? Yeah. Yeah, good. Hi. You're around tomorrow? You can take her tomorrow. Or Thursday or Friday. Text me anytime and then you can see. Great. I have her with me here, and normally Dad has had her the whole time, just taking her all the way around. And when I walked her today, she was like, "Who are you?" She's forgotten about me completely. This is not the order things are in. Izzy! Hi! How are you? I didn't know you were in town. Oh my goodness. I was like, I just saw you, your background really. Hi.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to
Lovely.
my mom.
For how long? Oh, okay. Dream. But you guys had
We got like one night. Dinner, sleep in one house.
oh, nice. Well, I'm so happy to Yeah, you do your own thing. Honestly, I've noticed that I've started grunting more in class. Like yesterday, I said, oh.
Same way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hi, you're good. Come up, come all the way up close. Okay. Hi, Grace. Good to see you. All right, y'all. In theory, we're starting in a minute, but we're waiting on 7 more people to come, and there's so much room for all of them, I promise. My soft suggestion is if you see a couple of inches of space next to you, you might scooch further to the right or further to the left so that a mat or two can hop in place. And then if you place your props around to the front or the back of your mat, that usually makes space for everyone to find their way in. Thank you. Yay. Great. Thanks, y'all. Every time. Today was the first day that I had a morning after teacher training finished, and I just kept waking up and then falling asleep all day. So now I'm like grunting, groaning.
Oh, nothing like waking up and falling asleep. Oh, it'd be so glorious.
1, 2.
Real good. You had like a minute off. Did you guys do Shot Tower after?
Yeah, yeah.
Pizza or no?
We did tacos.
Yeah, the tacos. Oh, I wasn't there that long.
I know. Birthday. Okay. All right, y'all. Yes?
But I won't be here.
Yeah. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming and adjusting and making space for everyone to fit. There might be a few more folks that trickle in as we get started, but we'll begin because 6:30 came and there it went. So we'll start. For those of us that are new to each other, I recognize a lot of you, but some of us are new. My name is Anisha, and Marcy's here with us assisting. And so the way that class will look is Marcy will practice from the mat. I'll be walking around and teaching. I try to keep class as workshop style as possible, so feel free to interrupt, call me over, ask any questions if anything I say doesn't make sense. And I can offer any support, yogic-related support that I can. I think that's it. There's so many things happening in June. I'll announce those after class. June came and we're in the middle of it. But we'll begin. Any particular requests this evening? Hi Shreya, any body parts, any poses, any regions of your body that need some extra attention? I have an agenda, but more than happy to weave in anything that you need. Neck, 2, right here. Yes, at the same time. Neck. You can also charades to body parts. I accept those as well. And point to things. Just, yeah. Hips, definitely. Okay, yes. I was like, the voices are traveling from place to place. Hips and neck. That's it. Just these 2. No, we'll get to the whole region, but we'll spend some extra time in there. All right, today we'll begin with a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You can start lying down on the ground if you'd like. You might start cross-legged. You might start up on your knees. If you are seated, you might sit up on some propping, either a blanket or up on a block, so that your hip bones can naturally fall higher than your knees, and the lowest part of your back might really lift and lengthen. And as you find your seat, let your eyes soften or close so you can listen for the sound of your own breath. As your hands fall anywhere they fall, into your lap or on top of your thighs, can you draw that attention softly inward to what's happening under the surface of your own skin? When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see yourself more clearly than before. The versions of you that you were before you walked in. The you that you are here in this seat. and the you are continuing to make space to transform into. So as you take this time to notice and witness your breath, without the need to change or shift in any way, can you see where your breath prefers to be in your body on this Tuesday evening? For some of us, it stays more in the chest and more in the front of your body. And as you continue to notice your breath, let it naturally begin to deepen. Each inhale might move from your nose down into your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very crown of your head. Continue with a few more breaths just on your own, where each inhale moves in, back, down, and wide. And every exhale offers itself up and out through you in each direction. We'll begin our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. As you're ready, bring your hands to center anywhere that may feel for you, on your body itself or in front of your heart, in a moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for your inhale as it fills you up, and exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now, keeping that attention inward as best as you can, let your hands slowly release as you blink your eyes open and come forward to tabletop to start to link breath and movement together through some rounds of cat and cow. You might have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we begin to move around. And as you make your way onto all fours, let your hands come as wide as your mat if they're not already. And let your pointer fingers or even your thumbs point more to the front of the room. With your knees underneath your hips, curl all 10 of your toes under and begin to round and arch your spine, moving at your pace. Let's take 4 cycles of breath just on your own. Feel free to move in ways that enhance how your breath and movement can really harmonize together. So if you'd prefer to stay in the more rounded or arched shape for a few extra breaths, you might move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels, and then shoulders forward of your wrists. But take 1 more round of breath in, try to sniff in more breath at the top, and a steady exhale out through every direction of your being. On your next exhale, come back to table, find your neutral spine. And now this time, keep your knees and hips right where they are. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders, keeping them as wide as your mat. As you look between your thumbs, take an inhale to shrug both shoulders to your ears so you get long through the sides of your waist. And now exhale for puppy pose as you push your palms forward, reach your hips towards the wall behind you, and your head might get heavy to the block or to the ground. Think of this less like child's pose. So if your hips are heavy onto your heels, you might come up halfway, walk your hands further forward and wider, and think chest heavy towards the earth so that the thighs are vertical. As you take a full breath in, let it fill you up completely, and a longer breath out as you fold in towards yourself. Now stay bowing in your puppy for a moment longer. Feel your palms on the earth. And now without moving them, press your palms down into the ground, keep your head heavy, and lift just your forearms and the undersides of your arms away from the ground. Now as you keep those lifting, push your palms down and to the front of the room to reach your hips one towards the back of the room and breathe into that space that might have always been there. On your next inhale, push into the floor, come up to rise, back to tabletop. And now as you walk your knees back behind your hips, curl your toes under, we meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths that you need to find your way there. In your down dog, lift your heels and soften your knees to let the backs of your legs release. Feel the hamstrings soften. Now keeping the knees bent, can you lift your butt up and back towards the wall behind you? As you keep the left knee bent, pedal your right heel towards the earth to see what you feel in the back of your right leg. A breath here. And as you exhale, switch. Bend your right knee, stick your butt to the sky, and let the left heel get heavy. Now at the bottom of your exhale, lift both heels high, soften your knees, look between your hands, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. Those blocks are right there. If you'd like to bring your hands up onto blocks out in front of your feet, let the floor meet you where you are. You might widen your feet an inch or two, or even soften your knees so that the lowest part of your back can get some extra room. And if it feels okay for your neck and shoulders, let your head be heavy, and even gently nod your head yes, and slowly nod your head no as you feel what gravity can do for the back of your spine. A deep breath in and a longer breath out. Now climb your hands up onto your hips, legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands down by your sides. With your feet right underneath your hips, take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up to the exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips over your legs. On your inhale, come up half to shins or blocks as you reach your chest forward. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, feet back to the top of your push-up. Your knees might be down, your knees might be lifted, but as you press down through your palms, can you feel your shoulder blades broaden on your upper back? And now slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down onto your belly. Let your hands be as wide as your mat. Inhale to rise for cobra as you lift up through your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog, puppy pose, or tabletop for 3 steady breaths. The breath moves first in the direction of your heart. The heart awakens the mind. And the mind inspires the full depth and agency of your body. And in this gift of this practice where you get to experience all of those aspects of you, the body that supports you, the breath that sustains you, and the very spirit and essence of who you are, can you take one more long breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction? At the bottom of your exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think chest forward towards the front of the room, and exhale to fold, bowing in. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach up through your arms, taller than you were, and on your exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. One more time, follow your breath more than my voice as you inhale, Hastasana. On your exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to fold, plant your palms to step it back to plank. A breath in your plank, hug the legs towards each other, hug the arms towards each other. And as you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana. Think shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, down dog, table, or puppy, 3 more breaths. Breath to heart, heart to mind, and mind to body. As you feel your breath move your nose, let it fill your belly, your heart. And with the you push your palms down and forward to lift back towards the back of the room. And your next, lift the heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward with your hands. On your inhale, lengthen halfway. Can the balls of your feet be as heavy as your heels? And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Use your fists to measure your feet 2 fist width distance. You keep your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, your hips back, palms to your thighs or to your hips for this first round of chair pose. Now, as you sit your hips towards the back of your mat, press into your legs to lift up through your chest, away from the ground. Your hands can stay on your thighs for support in your low back, or to add some heat, maybe reach your arms up overhead. But listen to the breath. Take a breath in, down, and wide. Exhale, sit your hips 1 more inch to the back of your mat as you lift your chest to the earth. Now inhale to stand through your legs, reach in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back to catch your lunge. Spin your left heel all the way to the floor. And for this hybrid pose called down dog lunge, walk your hands to the left corner of your mat. They might come off of your mat onto your floorboards, way far forward in front of you. Imagine like you could split this pose in half. From your hips up, you're in down dog. And from your hips down, you're in warrior 2. So as you press your palms down and forward, lift your hips up and back towards the long edge of your mat. And as you lift up through your hips, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Can you bend into your right thigh as you guide your right knee open towards those right pinky toes? That's it. On your next inhale, keep walking your hands back to frame out your right foot. Step your left foot forward to meet your right to come back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Think heart and chest forward. Fold in towards yourself. With those feet 2 fists width apart. 1 more round. Utkatasana. Bend your knees. Sit back through your hips. Hands can come to your thighs or up overhead by your ears. But remember that breath. Each inhale moves in and down. Every exhale, as the hips get heavy, can you lift your heart away from the earth? Now slide those bottom ribs back. Let the middle of your back expand. Slide your ears back to lift your chin. And if your arms are overhead, spread the fingers and bring them back 1 more inch in line with your ears. On your inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach up to touch the sky. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot back to lunge. Spin your right heel all the way to the earth. And as you walk your hands this time to the right corner of your mat, let your palms be shoulder distance or wider than shoulder distance apart. Let them be forward of your shoulders. You can be on fingertips or on blocks. And now use your hands, push them down into the ground, push them away from you, and feel how your hips can lift up and back towards the door you came in. And now as the hips lift high, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, bend into your left thigh, and let the left knee move away from your left armpit towards the pinky toes. That's it. On your next inhale, walk your hands back to frame out your left foot. And now step your left foot back to meet your right to come into your downward facing dog. Notice what you feel, how it feels, and where in your body you begin to feel it. And now on your more times together, come forward to plank. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. On an inhale, rise for Cobra. Think shoulder blades towards each other on your upper back. And exhale to take it back to downward facing dog. A full breath in through the nose and a longer exhale out through your nose or parted lips. Now from your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the earth, and on your inhale, rise for warrior 2, facing the long edge of your mat. Now, just as you did in that down dog lunge, see that the right knee and toes are in front of the room. And as you look away from the ground, reach out through the fingertips to lift your chest. Take a big breath in. Exhale as you bend into your right thigh. Can you grow taller through the crown of your head itself? Now keep your legs the same. As you inhale, reach just your arms up to the ceiling. Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back, and let your hips grab onto the right elbow. Think elbow towards the ceiling. Head back to lift your chin so there's space for breath to come through. Now slide your ribs as you press your head back. Your exhale, you might bend into that right elbow. On your inhale, release. Press the right leg straight. Take a breath, get long. You exhale for triangle pose. Bring your right hand to your block. I'll come to the outside of that right foot for today. On the hand might come onto your hip. You might reach your left arm up to the sky. But feel both feet on the ground. And without moving, you'll feel the inner. Keep that as you press down into that right hand. Stretch your head forward towards the front of the room and then lean back against your bigger breath in. One more exhale to offer the breath out. And now look down to the ground. Bring your palms to the floor. Take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal from one to the other. Notice of what you might not see with your eyes, but you can clearly feel. And now for the second side, on your inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Step your left foot through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the ground. And on your inhale, rise for Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. That left knee sometimes wants to knock in towards the left big toe. Can you guide your left knee open towards the pinky toes? And now look away from the ground, reach out through the fingertips as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend one more inch into that left thigh. Now let your legs stay the same. As you inhale, reach just your arms to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. And as your right fingertips grab the elbow, grow 1 inch taller to the sky as you press your head back into that forearm. Slide your ribs back, press your head back, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now on your inhale, come all the way through center. Reach your arms to a T. Straighten your left leg. Hinge from your hip, your left hand to your block or the ground on the outside of that left foot. With your right hand on your hip or up towards the sky, feel both legs against the ground. And now hug the shoulder blades towards each other. Slide the ears back to lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. And a longer breath out. On your next inhale, unwind. Lower the hands, bend your left knee, and step your left foot back to meet your right for downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose, the top of your pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. And on your take it back to downward facing dog for a breath. Lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and hop or walk your feet towards your hands to come into your standing forward fold. To lengthen halfway, think chest long. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards. Wait for your inhale to rise, stand through your legs. Sky, and on your exhale, let your hands come down. Does everyone have a strap that you can use? If you don't have one, I can bring one over to you. You can find your strap, unravel it like a big jump rope. I'm going to come right behind you for a moment. Oh, you're good. You keep it. As you find your strap, bring it behind your back, and we'll come in for the first of the shoulder stretches. Coming, coming, coming. So once you bring it behind your head. Everyone else, everyone good? Okay. Your lowest part of your back, bring your feet as wide as your mat if they're not already, and then tiny bend in your knees. Now tug your strap apart, hug the shoulder blades together, and begin to lift your arms off of your tush towards the back of the room. Notice when the arms lift, does the head and chest slide forward? Slide the throat back as you hug the shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, tiny bend in your knees, hinge from your hips, and reach your arms overhead towards the sky. That's it. As you fold over your legs, let the knees be soft, and let your elbows be soft as you reach them towards the sky. Now create some resistance. Try to tug your strap gently apart to bring the shoulder blades closer together on your upper back. A bigger breath in. One more exhale to offer that breath out. And now release your hands back to your tush. Ditch your strap to the side. We'll use it later. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat to bring it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, lower both knees onto the floor. Come into tabletop. Sit back onto your heels. Shake out anything you need to shake out. Sip some water to notice. Air conditioning is on. Fans are on. Anyone need any more? You can say yes. I will make it colder. I love HVAC in the summer. Okay, great. So here, we'll take a few rounds on the knees. So if you'd like to pad your knees up with a blanket for some extra cushion, feel free to grab it. And you might also have blocks underneath your hands so the floor comes to meet you where you are, a thigh stretch to begin. So come onto all fours in your tabletop position. And from table, your right foot to the outside of your right hand for this lizard lunge variation. Good. Look down to see that your left knee isn't directly under your left hip. If it is, can you walk your left knee back an inch or two so your thigh is more to diagonal? And now here, as you hug your legs towards each other, pull the right heel back, the left knee forward, bend your left knee to lift your left toes up off the floor. Breathe here with your hands down, or with your right hand steady on your block or on the floor, reach your left hand around to grab onto the left foot for Anjaneyasana, low lunge with a thigh stretch. That's it. You can grab, if you take the twist, you can do the twist. But here, the higher your right hand is up on a block, the more access you might have to grabbing onto the foot itself. But as you hold the foot with the strap or not, think ribs back, shoulder blades together, and can you look away from the earth? You might keep your right hand down or maybe play with your balance as you climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. You might also reach your right arm overhead by your ear towards the front of the room. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Try to look away from the floor and maybe bend one more inch into that front thigh. Now on your release the hold of your right hand, then let go of the left foot, plant your palms, and back to tabletop onto all fours. In your table, maybe a round of breath in stillness, a round of breath or two in cat and cow, and feel like you can harmonize breath and together again. For the second side, as you make your way to a neutral spine, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand for lizard lunge. Walk your right knee back an inch or two so your right thigh is more to diagonal. And now as you press into your blocks or into the floor, try to look away from the earth. Lift your chest. Bend your right knee. Lift your right toes up off the ground. Here the whole time. Or with your left hand heavy, you might reach your right hand around for the right pinky side edge of the foot. Good. Can you slide the bottom ribs back like you did in chair pose? Hug the legs towards each other, and then see if you can look away from the floor. You might keep the left hand down. If you want to play with that balance again, maybe your left thigh or your left arm overhead. But remember your breath. Take a full breath in through the nose, down into your belly. Try to stay for your exhale. Look away from the earth, lift your chest, and bend one more inch into that front leg. Now release the left hand first, then let go of your right foot, plant your palms, and back to tabletop we meet, onto all fours. A breath or two in your cat and cow, child's pose and stillness, but take 2 full steady breaths on your own. A longer breath in and a deeper breath out. That's it. Now from tabletop, as we meet back onto all fours, one more variation on the knees. For this one, do bring your hands as wide as your mat if they're not already. Take up that extra room. Now curl all 10 of your toes under. Reach your right leg back behind you, right foot into the floor, and now swing your left heel to the left as you turn your right heel to the ground and right hand to your hip for this version of supported side plank. Oh, that was great. The cues for that one are a lot like Simon says, of like right knee, left foot, right hand, and everyone got there. So as you face the long, push your left palm down and forward and turn your chest open to the right. Now keep your left hand heavy on your inhale. Lift your right foot up off the ground as you flex your right foot and straighten your right knee. Try to reach your right heel towards the back of the room and slide your chest forward towards the front of your mat. Now change nothing in your body, just bend your right knee and kick your right tush to your right heel. Stay here with your hand on your hip, or maybe your right hand reaches around for the right foot. Now think right thigh forward towards me, towards the brick wall, and foot back into your hand. Let that turn your chest open to the right. One more breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale long through the limbs as you take it all the way back to tabletop onto all fours. Nice. Come onto your hands and your knees. A round of breath in cat and cow, in child's pose, to call yourself back. Any questions about that version of half bow? Yes. I love that.
But I did notice it was like a little bit tight in the hip.
Yes.
So I was like, should my left knee move forward?
Left knee, the left knee was the one on the ground,
Yeah.
and you felt it here in the tush? Yeah. The suggestion, that happens to me a lot, the suggestion that I have is, I know, bring that bottom hand up onto a block, and then also, I give this cue, thanks Marcy, I give this cue of swinging this heel off to the side, but I find when my shin 90-degree angle, like parallel to the long edge, that's when I get a little tightness in here. You might go a little less, more 40. And the higher this hand is up on a block, you're just giving yourself a lot more space on the second side. Great question. Did anyone else feel that? Yeah, great. Yay. Okay, good. Me too. And what Mariel always says, this is a Mariel-ism if you've taken class with her, people often come to yoga for either a pain in the body or a pain in the heart. And the last thing I want to leave you with is a pain in the butt from doing these versions. So if you felt that tension in the bottom knee, you might not turn it out as much as you normally would, because in a moment, we're going to do this standing, not with the knee down. So any questions that you have about it, ask away. But let's try the second side. So come forward to tabletop. Bring your hands wide as your mat. Take up that space. And now curl your toes under. Feel the arches and the webbing of your feet. Reach your left leg back. Swing your right heel to the right, maybe not so much, as you pivot your left heel to the floor like warrior two. And now you might start with your left hand on your hip. You might reach your left arm up towards the ceiling for this version of side plank with support. Take a breath. Push your right hand down and forward, and let that turn your chest open to the left. Now on your inhale, lift that left leg up and away from the ground. Stay here for a breath. Flex your left foot. Try to straighten your left knee. And as you reach back through your left heel, can you slide your heart and your chest forward, grow longer. Now keep that as you bend your left knee, kick your left tush with your heel, and then maybe your left hand reaches around for the left foot. I like to look down to help with my balance. You might look over to the left. But as you press your thigh forward towards me, press your foot back into your hand and let that turn your chest open to the left, maybe to the sky. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then on your inhale, release long through your limbs. Lower your hand and knee to the floor and back to tabletop. Did that help, Keyshawn, on the second side? Okay, good. A breath. Table, child's pose, cat, cow. Just feel the breath call itself back to you. I heard this week the TikTok girls on astrology TikTok were telling me it's a new moon in Sagittarius. Does anyone know what that means? As a Sagittarius, I felt called to it, and I said, oh, something's happening, but I don't actually know any of the implications. No? Okay, great. I will do further research. I bring it up because next moving into is half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, with the thigh stretch. So it's very similar to what we just did on the knees. The big difference is that this bottom leg will be straight. And before we get into it, one small tip that I want to share with you, thanks Marcy, is when the back leg comes away from gravity, it tends to have a mind of its own. So momentarily, we'll move from warrior two to triangle. And then from triangle, you'll notice my legs and feet didn't change. But the second I come up to lift the foot, that leg often swings back behind me to pull me off balance and to give me that pain in the butt at the bottom leg. So what I really want you to think about is instead of letting this leg get away from you, point the toes more towards your friend in front, like you can see them in your peripheral vision. And now that'll give you more steadiness to lift your back thigh, bend your knee, and reach your hand back for your foot. Notice how my thigh is in line with the hip? Sometimes what'll happen is the thigh will go back. You'll try to turn your chest to the sky and then tumble towards the earth. So think thigh in line. And as you push your foot back into your hand, just like you did on your hands and your knees, that's what lets your chest turn open towards the ceiling. The back leg stays steady to create a huge back bend and opening through the chest. Is it helpful to see that variation? So now we'll try it. Once on the right, once on the left. Add a little more on. Back leg. Half moon in Sagittarius. Half moon in yoga class is where we're taking it to. So downward facing dog. Make your way there. Take your time. Have your blocks framing out the front of your mat. You might use them as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now from your down dog, we've been here before. Inhale to up and step your right foot through to catch your left. Pivot your back heel to the ground, and on your inhale, Virabhadrasana again. We'll add a little neck and shoulder work here. So as you keep the right knee and toes pointing forward, interlace your hands at the lowest part of your back, thread your knuckles towards that front right hip. And now take a step through the chest. As you exhale, gently drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Notice what you feel in the left. A moment on the floor. When the ear gets heavy, you might feel it more on the side of the neck. When you gently tuck your chin, the sensation might travel to the upper back. Or when you lift your chin and slowly peek up to the sky, you might feel it up through the jaw. But take a full breath in the nose and a longer breath out. And now on your head up through center first, then bring your arms out to a T as you press your right leg straight. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, Trikonasana, bring your right hand to your block at any height on the side of that right foot. Hug your legs together. Hug the shoulder blades together as you take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale to offer the breath out. Now, Ardha Chandrasana, look down to the floor as you bring your left hand to your left hip. Start to heel toe your left foot towards the top of your mat. And now walk your hand way far forward and slightly off to the right, even on boards. As you lean into your block, lift your left leg up off of the ground, just like you did on your knees. And now flex your left foot. Instead of letting the left heel swing back, reach it more towards the left, towards the flat wall. Reach back through your left heel, slide the chest forward, stay here. You might bend your left knee, kick your tush, and reach your left hand around for the pinky edge of the left foot. Press your thigh towards the flat wall. Press your foot back into your hand and let that action revolve your chest open to the left. A breath. Stay. Exhale. And then inhale to grow long through the limbs. Bend your right knee to step the left foot back. Plant your palm, step the right foot back to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side. Notice any difference that you feel. That looked great. Any questions about it before we do the second side? Yes, you can lower your knees, stay in down. Yeah. Not high. The most important thing that I want to see, can I borrow your block for a moment? Heel. For me, what happens is when I go forward, and no one did this, but I'm just over exaggerating so you can see. Go forward, this heel turns open, or the heel points to the long edge of the mat, and then I feel the sensation in my hip, and that doesn't give me the room to lift this leg. So I'm trying my best to keep the heel and toes in line, and then here, as I lift the foot, it can be low, it can be hip height, it can be higher. But as what was I going to say? Reach the hand back. Sometimes when I reach my hand back for my foot, I have to really bend my standing knee because grabbing it with the legs straight doesn't feel great on the hamstrings and the back of the thigh. But I'm thinking less about how high it can go. This is the longest answer to your shortest question. I'm thinking less about how high it can go, but how much my chest can spin open. Yeah? Yay! Second side. Downward facing dog. Who knew? Half moon. A breath to see. Now from your down dog, lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel down, and on your inhale, rise. Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. As the left knee and toes point forward, reach out through the fingertips, look away from the earth, and bend into that front thigh. Now for that neck sensation, interlace that awkward thumb or the awkward pinky at your low back. Thread your knuckles towards your left hip or your left ribs. Now on an inhale, lift up through the chest. And as you exhale, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Notice what you feel on the right side of your neck. Good, you might even open and close your mouth. You might slowly tuck your chin or lift your chin, but take a deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale, even bend 1 more inch into that front left thigh. Now on your inhale, draw your head up through center first, then release your arms out to a T. Press the left leg straight, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana, bring your left hand to your block on the outside of that left foot. With your right arm on your hip or up to the sky, hug your legs together. Now press straight down into that left hand, reach up through the right fingertips. Can you lean back against yourself? Half moon with your right hand on your hip, look to the floor. Heel toe that right foot towards the front of your mat. And as you walk your left hand way far forward and slightly off to the left, lean into your block to lift your right leg away from the ground. As you lift the right leg, flex your right foot, try to straighten your right knee. And now reach back through your right heel as you slide your chest forward. Stay here or maybe bend your back knee to kick your right tush to your right heel. And as you press your thigh forward, kick your foot back into your hand to turn your chest open to the sky. Take 1 more big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to grow long through your limbs. Bend your left knee to step the right foot back. Step your left foot back to take it back to downward facing dog. Good catch. Spring. From your down dog, stay where you are. You might lower the knees to the ground. You might move with your breath through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But deepen your next breath in and really lengthen the full depth of your exhale out. From your downward facing dog, we'll all meet in tabletop. Lower your knees down onto the ground and do in fact come into puppy or child's pose. Gotcha. Thank you. 1 penetrative eye contact and the fans will go higher. Your head might be on the floor, it might be on the block. Your hands might reach out in front of you, or you might wrap yourself in embrace. Call yourself back to your breath. Can you slow the next breath in and lengthen the full exhale out through every direction? Take another breath through your belly, fill up into your chest, and exhale through your nose or through parted lips as you soften in towards your own heart. Okay, on your next inhale, after a few breaths, come on up through to tabletop, sit onto your heels. If you haven't already and you'd like to sip some water, roll out your wrists, and take a breath. All right, we have an option, thanks Marcy, for one more variation. So we've spent a lot of time this evening doing a lot of these side-facing poses, warrior two, triangle, half moon. And now to create another side-facing pose with a little bit more weight on the wrist, an option for Vashisthasana from side to side. So this is what it'll look like. Here, you start in your down dog, and so as we've often done, your hands will come as wide as your mat. Now we've done a lot of stuff on the wrists today. To alleviate a little wrist pressure, the more your thumb faces forward, the more you engage through the forearm and the less pressure you feel on the wrist. So it's always a great place to be and a great place to start. And now here, heels will go to one side, toes to the other, and you'll start by bringing your top foot halfway to the midline. Now, as you press into your feet, your hips will lift high. As your hips lift, you'll bring your right hand to your hip. This is very similar but sort of different to this version that we did a while ago. Just the top leg happens to be on the floor. And now as the hips lift, you're thinking shoulder blades together, and maybe this arm reaches to the ceiling. So this is going to be bus stop one to breathe in. You'll get big sensation in the outer right hip. You'll get broadness through the chest and really inviting a lot more breath. If you want to try anything different, we've done triangle pose now twice in class. And this variation, it's like triangle pose in the legs. So you might have your strap handy, and as you bring this foot forward, you turn your chest open. Now the higher your bottom hip lifts, the lighter this leg might become. Gravity will try and do everything to make your hips drop to the floor. The place in which you're driving energy from is pushing your hips up towards the sky. Bless you. And then maybe you find your strap, you loop it around the foot, and now the higher my hips lift, the lighter this leg might be. I might draw the knee towards my shoulder. Maybe it straightens towards the front of the room. Maybe this leg reaches up towards the ceiling. And you see how this could be this, but incredibly different. Yeah? Same actions of I'm trying to continuously hug this arm and this foot towards each other to lift this hip up. And the higher this hip goes, the lighter that top leg might feel. Once on each side. No obligation to lift this foot up off the ground. Yeah? You'll get a big, beautiful opening through that outer right hip if you keep that foot on the earth. But if you want to explore balance, we've done literally everything possible to prepare for Vashisthasana. So last round before we come to counterpose our way to sleep. So if you're moving into the version with the strap, have your strap unraveled and place it off to the right side of your mat. You might use it. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog, please, as you lift your hips to the sky. Now from your down dog, look at your left hand. Not only bring it as wide as the left side of your mat, but turn your left thumb so it faces more to the front of the room. Now pivot your heels to the left, turn your toes to the right, and step your right foot halfway forward in the middle of your mat. Keep both feet down, press down through your feet, lift your hips up, and climb your right hand onto your right hip to turn your chest open to the right. Good, press down through your feet, lift your butt, slide the shoulders back. And now the higher that bottom left hip lifts, your right foot might get lighter. You might find your strap and lasso it around your right foot. And as you lift your right foot up, maybe you press your right foot straight ahead towards your friend in front of you. Maybe you reach your right leg up towards the ceiling as you turn your chest to the sky. A breath. Stay for the exhale. And then on your inhale, look down, unwind. Nice, guys, to take it back to downward facing dog. Exactly like triangle pose, yeah? Same yet different. Nice, Keyshawn. Any questions about it? Great question. I was going to bring that up in case nobody asked. Shreya's question is, what is happening with the back foot? The eternal question, who is she? Where has she been? What is she doing? It depends on the range of motion of the ankle. So I saw a lot of variations, all of which are correct. And I find in my personal practice that when I don't have the ankle mobility to bring my toes to face the top corner, this just doesn't feel sustainable. So I bring it more parallel. But you can be on the pinky, like the blade edge of the foot. This gets very wobbly for me quickly. So if you have the ankle steadiness, you might lift your hips so the whole foot can plant down onto the floor. You see that? And now for those that borrowed mats from the studio and you have those B mats, these are like rubber. The moment your hands and feet come on, you're not going anywhere. And you're thinking like you could hug your arm and leg together, like the bottom hand and the back foot. And that's what helps lift the hip. Did that answer? So it's either, if it feels suitable for your hip, point it more towards the top corner. I like to bring it parallel because it gives me space in the hip. Was that the foot you were asking about? Okay, good. For a moment, I was like, oh my gosh, which leg are we talking about? Yeah.
When my foot is at an angle in my body, my hip goes lower. So flat, it goes higher.
Maybe flat, yeah. Got one more leg. Other side, last round, and then we lay. Downward facing dog, hips to the sky, a breath. And now do peek, have your strap off to the left side if you are using it. Do peek at that right hand and see that it's as wide as your mat, and let your right thumb face more towards the front of the room. Now pivot both heels to the right, turn your toes to the left, and as you step your left foot halfway forward to the middle of your mat, press into your feet, lift your butt up. And now to Shreya's point, you can be on the pinky side edge of that right foot, or the higher you lift your hips, the right foot might plant fully onto the ground. With your left hand on your hip or up overhead, stay here. Or you might look down, grab your strap, and the higher you lift your hips, the left foot might get lighter. As you lift your right hip up away from the floor, maybe you straighten your right leg or left leg towards your friend in front. Maybe you reach it up towards the ceiling as you turn your chest open to the left. Breath. Ooh. And then slowly unwind, lower the hands, lower the feet, and take it back to downward facing dog. Whew. From your down dog, lower your knees down onto the earth. Table, child's pose, puppy, a breath to call yourself back to your breath. Okay, on your next inhale, press up through table, come onto all fours. Come to sit on your tush. So with your butt on the ground, swing your legs out in front of you. As you swing your legs out in front, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor with your hands behind your hips. And for your seated figure four, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Do your best to flex that right foot. Press into the floor to really lift tall through the chest. A deep breath in and a longer breath out. You can close your eyes and breathe and stay here the whole time. Or to experience any different sensation, you might scooch your hips closer towards that heel. Keep your butt cheeks down, press into the earth to lift your chest. Again, stay exactly where you are breathing. Or for Agni Stambhasana, you might walk your left foot over to the right and lower your left knee and your shin down onto the ground. If you get here and you're like, no, please, no thank you, come right back. Staying in that figure four, you'll find more of a hip opener than coming into this variation. But if you're in double pigeon, flex through both of your feet, press into the earth to lift your chest. Soften or close your eyes. You might stay more upright. Completely up to you. If you're in that double pigeon, you might hinge from your hips to fold as if your chin could hook over that right shin. A big breath in, down, and wide. With every exhale, try to soften the jaw, soften the shoulders, and can your tongue release away from your upper palate, the roof of your mouth? If you've folded forward on your next inhale, come all the way back upright. Everyone, uncross your legs, bring both feet onto the floor, and a few breaths to drop your knees from side to side to windshield wiper the legs. Nemesis pose. This one and the next one, forever and always, but we still try them to see where they take us. So back to table, or back to feet on the ground. Second side, cross your left ankle over and move in stages, just as you did in round one. Flex the left foot, press into the earth to lift up through the chest. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Can you soften the shoulders, soften the jaw? Breathe exactly where you are. Or you might move your hips towards that right heel as you lift your chest. A deeper breath in and a breath out. As much as we like to think the hips are symmetrical, there might be some differences. So it might feel more steady for you to stay here on this side. Or if you'd like to explore, you might walk the right foot over to the left to lower the right knee and shin down onto the ground. This pose in Sanskrit, it's called Agni Stambhasana, fire log pose. It's as if your shins are two logs in a fire of the hips. I didn't carry the thought through, but that's what I imagine, the fire of the hips. But see if you can flex through both feet. Sometimes the toes want to curl in, reach out through the heels. Press into the earth to really grow tall through your spine. And as you close or soften your eyes, 2 deep breaths here, or you might hinge from your hips as you bow in. A long breath in through the nose, and a deeper breath out through your nose or through parted lips. If you've folded forward on your next inhalation, come all the way up to rise. Uncross your legs, bring both feet onto the ground, and one more time, drop your knees from side to side to notice any difference in sensation. Now for one more hip opener, Gomukhasana. Do have your strap close by. Bring it to the left side of your mat. And now here, extend both legs long out in front of you. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. And now bend your right knee to draw your right heel towards your left tush. Good. This time, picture like your knees could come one on top of the other, or in that direction. Now as you press into the earth, grow tall through your spine. You are more than welcome to stay here. Keep that left leg long as you dig your left heel into the earth, or you might bend your left knee and draw your left heel towards your right butt cheek. But in any variation that you're in, anchor both butt cheeks down to the ground, press into the ground to lift your chest. Now it's up to you. You can keep your hands where they are, or to add the shoulders, grab the strap in your left hand, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And now bend your left elbow to give yourself a pat on the back like you did in Warrior Two. You can reach your right arm to the side, turn your right thumb down to face the floor, and as you bend your right elbow, you might grab the dangly edge of the strap somewhere behind your back. That's it. Wrap the left arm towards your left ear. Slide your right elbow towards the middle of your spine. And as you press your head back to lift your chin, take a breath. You can stay here, breathing, or you might begin to hinge from your hips As you fold, imagining like your chin could hook over that top right knee. But 2 more full breaths in. Stay for your exhale. Try to release the gripping sensation of your hands around the strap. Let the fingers soften as you soften the jaw. Now on your next inhale, if you folded forward, press your head back into your hands to come all the way up to rise. Release your hands and ditch the strap off to the side. Okay, this is just for fun. We'll do the second side. If you are here, there's no official way to call this, but it's called the tornado or the Tasmanian devil, yeah? Where with your right leg on top, that's it. You walk your hands to the left, and then ta-da, you do a spin to bring the other leg on top. If for any reason that didn't work, doesn't matter. Bring your legs out front and do the other side. We'll all meet with the left leg on top. Maybe the right leg straight. I know, it's always a surprise when it happens. But bring your left knee on top, reach your right leg long, bring your hands behind you to lift up through the chest. Breathe here. Remember, you can stay the entire time with that right leg straight. It'll give you more access in and through the hips. If you want to explore, you might bend your right knee and draw your right heel towards your left tush. But anchor that left butt cheek down. Hug the shoulder blades together to grow tall through your spine. Stay here breathing. You can close your eyes. Or if you worked with the strap on the other side, hold the strap in your right hand. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Bend your right elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back. As you reach your left arm to the side, you may turn your left thumb down. Bend your left elbow to grab the dangly edge of the strap behind you. And now here, these small actions. Think right elbow toward your right ear, like you could hold a phone between your arm and your ear. Slide the left elbow more to the middle of your spine. And then everyone gently press your head back to lift your chin. Close or soften your eyes. Breathe here. Again, if you'd like to hinge, you might fold over your legs as if your chin could hook over that top knee. A deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale. Try to release the gripping of your fingers around the strap. And then on your next inhalation, if you folded forward, press your head back into your hands to unwind, unravel your arms. And now uncross your legs. Bring both feet onto the floor. Do a little turn. As we come to lie on your back, you'll have your head facing the front of the room, feet facing the wall behind you. Have your block within a grabbable distance and have your therapy balls within a reachable distance. If you need any of those things, please raise a hand or wave a foot over, and Marcy and I can bring them to you. Thanks, Marcy. Once you find those, your therapy balls and the block, release them off to the side. Bring both feet onto the ground, bend your knees, knock your knees into each other, and bring your hands onto your belly or onto your chest. Take a big breath into your palms. And to let that breath go. Do that one more time. Breathe into your belly, into the back of your chest, and open your mouth to let that breath go. I'm going to vortex them for a moment. And now here, a breath or two in supported bridge pose. So stack your knees over your ankles, draw your heels towards your tush, and as you shrug your shoulder blades towards each other, press down through your feet to lift your hips and slide that block to its lowest or second lowest height right underneath your tush. Once you find the block supporting the weight of your hips, wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another. Gently press the back of your head down to lift your chin away from your chest. And now you can stay here with your arms exactly where they are. Your hands might rest on your belly or alongside of you, but take 3 deep breaths on your own. As you inhale, fill your belly and fill up into the chest, and exhale through your nose or parted lips as you call yourself back to your breath. With each inhale, can the belly broaden Can the chest and the back of your heart widen? And every exhale, feel your feet get heavy, feel your hips get heavy, and let the back of your head soften to the earth. Now with your feet on the ground, press through your feet to lift your hips and slide that block out from underneath your tush as you lower your hips down onto the ground. You can either knock your knees into each other or just being mindful of neighbors or props, gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side. But take a long breath in and a deeper breath out. Now the next time your knees come back through the middle, give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some small circles in one or the other direction. You might lean gently from one side to the other. Or perhaps you come into your version of happy baby as you widen the knees, in the thighs. You might grab the backs of your legs, calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But a deeper breath in and a long exhale out. And now with care, release your legs down onto the ground. This evening, I'll talk you through therapy balls in the upper back. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to set up early for rest. We'll meet you there momentarily. But if you're interested in the therapy ball work in the upper back, it's up to you. You can keep the therapy balls in their tote or take them out. But holding them in your hands, lift your head and your shoulders up off the ground and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades onto either side of your spine. Think in that fleshy space at the very top tips of your shoulder blades. And once you find a place you can breathe in and be curious about, you might bring your head up onto a block to alleviate any pressure. But as your arms fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you, take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let every ounce of that breath go. The more you breathe, the heavier your body becomes, and the more the therapy balls nestle into the upper back. So to find 2 more places here, with your knees bent, feet against the ground, press through your feet to roll your body towards your head so you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle tips of the shoulder blades. And now once you find somewhere different, slightly lower than where you were, take a deep breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. There's so much to do in stillness. You might keep your hands exactly as they are, or just being mindful of neighbors and any props. You might reach your arms up towards the ceiling with your palms and your arms heavy. Perhaps your left arm reaches to the sky as you reach your right arm overhead towards the front of the room. And then begin to switch. As your right arm reaches, let the left arm reach to the sky. See if you can move 2% slower than you are already as you take longer and deeper breaths at your pace. In through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Now the next time you exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. And for 1 more place, press through your legs to roll your body towards your head so those therapy balls come to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where you've been. Once you find this new place, a big breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath go. Can be and breathe here. Or perhaps you reach your arms to the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. Let your palms and fingers be soft. A big breath in. And open your mouth to let that breath go. And if you are giving yourself that hug, switch which elbow is on top, just to notice any difference. And now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Everyone bend your knees, reach one or both of your arms overhead, and roll over onto your right hand side to come off the therapy balls. A moment to press yourself up to a seat. You can clear the therapy balls out of the way. We'll come to rest in a moment, and I wanted to give you an option of setting up for Shavasana. We've done a lot of back bends this evening. So, a suggestion to support and elevate the knees. Where'd they go? Oh, it's okay. Can I borrow your blocks for a moment? I'll take that one too. Thanks, Amy. Is when there's a soft bend in the knees, it really helps let the low back settle to the ground. So you might have your blocks at their longest height and place your blanket over the blocks for extra padding. And as you come to lay down, your heels will touch the earth, the knees will come over the blocks and blanket as you lay down against the earth. This gentle bend will let there be space in and through the low back as you set up for rest. But if there's a version or a setup of Shavasana that you prefer, that you can be as comfortable as you possibly can be, please feel free to find it. But as you set up for Shavasana, you'll have your head facing the front of the room, feet to the back of the room, and come to drape yourself down onto the earth. You might let your hair down. You might set glasses safely off to the side. And as you find your way onto the earth in any way, shape, or form, can you take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let all of that breath go? Another the same. Take a breath in, fill your belly and up into your heart. And exhale through your nose or parted lips to let that breath go. One more, a breath to fill your belly, fill your chest, sniff in a drop more breath at the top. And exhale through your nose or mouth to let every ounce of that breath go. Let each round of your breath slowly dissolve the entire practice that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after, make space for what has yet to come. So as you continue to let your breath, let your body get heavier against the earth, the heavier your physical body becomes, the more expansive and the more spacious you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in with any supportive movement that feels sweet to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of props and those around you. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, we all meet with the knees bent, one or both of your arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choosing. You can take a breath or two here, curled against yourself. And as you press down into the earth, come up to rise to a tall seat, similar to how we started. As you find a tall spine, take a deep breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through every direction of you. Our time together will finish with one more of those same breaths. You can place your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head towards your heart or lift your hands towards your head in a gesture of such sweet and sincere self-reverence, bowing to your heart and the hearts of each other who practiced right alongside next to yours. And Marcy and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Drink water, stay dry. It's going to rain until now, until the end of eternity, I think. But who knows? Not today, maybe the rest of the week. But I'll see you soon. If there are any props or mats you used from the studio, there are wipes here just to give things a quick swipe down. You can also wipe your mat if you're so inclined to, for fun. I always forget to do it and then remember when I'm in the studio. A couple of announcements. This Saturday, rain pending, I'll be teaching the free classes at the Art Museum Sculpture Garden from 9 to 10. It's all Saturdays in June, and if you come to class, Siobhan, who's organizing and works for the Art Museum, is offering a discount for the day to go see the exhibits. The Three Queens socials and the Art Museum socials will update you by Friday at 2 if the class is canceled based on rain. It's just not covered, so it's BYO Mat. I did it last September, and it's just a dream. It's so lovely there. And then next Wednesday, my dad and I are offering a yoga and tabla class at the Roof of the Four Seasons. There's only 3 spots left. It's quite a small, intimate group, but my dad has been playing the tabla, the Indian drums, for 50 years, and we've been doing these yoga and tabla workshops so often. And now on the 57th floor. I've never been there. Has anyone ever been there before? Yeah? Oh, okay. We will be by the pool. I've seen a photo of it, but I can't wait. And then next Saturday, Kale and I are offering our yoga and cello session here in the evening. It's on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. She is a professional cellist and will perform, and I will teach. And then you will be on your way to sleep. So I'd love to see you if you're free. That's it. Goodbye. Anyone else have announcements? Any things that you are doing, you're seeing, other people should know about?
Oh, do you know the hottest cello there? I mean, really, this guy's famous for being actually hot.
Hot.
Playing cello.
Oh.
His name is Hauser. He's doing a cello concert in Philly the same Saturday.
Damn it.
But he put cello on the map by being hot.
Oh, yeah. You know, sometimes it's all it takes. I was like, I have nothing to relate to. I'm like,